Did anyone lose on Battle of the Belts? Nah, of course not. We got Ruby Soho versus Skye Blue in the Owen Hart Cup. There was Toni, Storm and Saraya on the outside. Of course they were interfering again in the match, but Stephon Smith saw Toni Storm push Skye Blue into the steel steps and ejected both of them, Toni Storm and Saraya. Hereafter, the in-ring storytelling was great. Ruby Soho concentrated on Skye Blue's leg, of course injured on the outside. Attack from Toni Storm. On commentary, Excalibur and Taz did an excellent job reinforcing this. The match ended with a no future, with Skye Blue coming off the turnbuckle. I've got to say the Outcast's constant interference in matches does get a bit tedious, but that's only because there's only one women's match per AEW programming. If there was more, then clearly I wouldn't have this issue. Great match though. On Ring of Honor this week, the matches were rather short. Eva Lawless threw a few forearms in her match against Athena. Athena responded with her own forearms, and the match ended in a crossface. Athena wins. And as I always say, Athena is amazing. Hey, Layla Hirsch is back with Bambi Hall. Legit was working on the body parts of Bambi Hall, tying her up in a rope and ending the match in a cross arm bar. Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman made this match with their commentating, even though it was a squash match. For a moment, I actually thought we were going to get two women's matches on Rampage this week, but Taya Valkyrie versus an enhancement talent went like this. A spear, then a curb stomp, 1, 2, 3. Then Toni Storm came down to the ring, accompanied by Saraya, to talk trash to Valkyrie. This was just a way to set up a match for Battle of the Belts. Valkyrie's trash talking was good. Toni Storm's, not so much. Then we went on to Willow Nightingale versus Athena in an Owen Hart Cup match. Both wrestlers were copying each other's gimmicks, but it was kind of missed by the commentary. Not a criticism, just an observation. For example, Athena did a pounce on Willow, which is her move, then took down her straps, which Willow does. Then later on, Willow threw up her arms like Athena does in her matches. Also, Athena was concentrating on Willow's leg throughout the match. In spite of this, Willow picked up the win. Not a criticism, just an observation. Ian Riccaboni was on commentary, and I think the narration of this match was a lot better for it. I'm not criticising Kevin Kelly, it's just he seems to be more versed to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ian Riccaboni emphasises everything in the match. But get back to the match, there was no interference from the other two outcasts. And going back to what I said in the Athena match, Willow didn't seem to favour her knee at all, because she ran down to the ring, and throughout the match didn't seem to favour it at all. Soho did come down to the ring with a spray can holstered, and it entered into the match twice. Aubrey Edwards, of course, didn't see it either time, but on the last occasion, Soho was going to spray Willow in the face of it, but Willow bounced off the ropes and did a pounce, picking up the win. I'm pleased with this result. Then we go on to Battle of the Belts. Toni Storm versus Taya Valkyrie. Toni Storm was accompanied by Ruby Soho, who did get involved in the match by punching Taya Valkyrie in the face. This sort of wrestling with the interference kind of takes away what a good wrestler Toni Storm actually is. My favourite spot in this match was Taya Valkyrie doing a Blue Thunder Bomb, followed up by a hip attack of her own. But then, sadly, the live feed went down. However, later on in the programme, it was alluded to that Ruby Soho was the difference maker. Toni Storm retains.